Eero Kortilainen is a nature tourism entrepreneur from North Karelia Biosphere Reserve near Finland's eastern border. Eero's business provides both Finnish and foreign hobbyists and professional photographers the opportunity to photograph wildlife in natural habitats.
Lähinnä maailmalla kiinnostaa tämä ahma ja
There is a global interest in Wolverine, but why? Mainly because no similar setting exists like the one we have here, allowing people to enjoy this kind of activity. We have succeeded very well with regard to the Wolverine.
onnistuttu ahman osalta helkkari hyvin.
Biosphere reserves are model areas for sustainable development. They combine the protection of biodiversity with the sustainable use of natural resources and environmental research. Biosphere reserves are part of UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program. There are more than 700 biosphere reserves in over 120 countries across the globe. There are only two in Finland, the archipelago Sea and North Karelia. North Karelia Biosphere Reserves consists officially of Lieksa City, Ilomantsi Municipality and Joensuu City's Tuupavaara district. Activities extend across the whole province. The core areas of the North Karelia Biosphere Reserve consist of the protected areas of Koli, Patvinsuo and Petkeljärvi national parks, the Koivusuo strictly preserved nature reserve, as well as Kesunsuo and Ruuna nature reserves. The Biosphere Reserve is home to about 20,000 inhabitants. Biosphere reserves are not only protected areas, even though they include conservation and protected sites. The area of the Biosphere Reserve that is not protected is called the Area of Cooperation. It is inhabited and has a functioning economy. The aim is that Biosphere Reserve inhabitants live in harmony with their natural environment. In Patvinsuo National Park, one can experience a true wilderness. Lieksa-based Eero Kortilainen proves that nature tourism as part of Biosphere Reserve travel experience has a great potential and promising future. Kontiovaara's old log cabin purchased by a former woodsman already attracts over 500 nature photographers annually.
Kyllähän suurin osa on luontoharrastajia ja tämmöisiä kuvaajia, jotka tekee niin kuin...
Yes, of course, most are nature enthusiasts and photographers who do this for their own enjoyment. Some write articles for magazines or blogs, some books, some are professional photographers, but the largest segment consists of ordinary people solely interested in photographing Wolverine in different natural habitats and settings.
Tekee kuvia ja haluaa kuvata erilaisia ahmoja erilaisissa tilanteissa.
Over 80% of Eero's customers come from abroad. International nature photography professionals and companies across the world have found their way to EräEero's site. Kontiovaara landscape scenery is considered the most reliable place in Western Europe to photograph Wolverine. The site has been visited by photo shooting crews from all over Europe, Australia, the USA and other countries.
Saksan televisio on käynyt kuvaamassa ja BBC teki 30 kuvan.
German television sent a film crew and the BBC produced a 36-day documentary about the ice planet. On both occasions, the Wolverine was the subject of interest. German television indeed. And then the English. Finnish ones have certainly visited. I guess that's about it.
Sitten Suomen kaikki nämä on aina käydä suurin piirtein.
The first years of business were not easy. However, the growth of the Wolverine stock has positively contributed to and kept the company profitable.
Meillähän oli ahmatilanne se, että
at the time, we were faced with a situation whereby no wolverines could be spotted easily. In the winter, one was lucky to spot traces of wolverine tracks. I started with bears and foxes and other wildlife species. Then we experienced a sudden increase in wolverine in the area as the improved habitat conditions allowed them to feed and thrive. We then started to develop wolverine watching and photography, and very quickly it became the most wanted because the wolverine population grew and photographers appreciated it. It couldn't be photographed anywhere else in the world as much as at our site. The key to success in the Biosphere Reserve is good cooperation between the various stakeholders in the area. EräEero is based in Lieksa, where the region's mayor considers that his business is an excellent idea.
Sehän on erinomainen.
It is a great business idea that promotes the versatile nature of our Lieksa environment and especially the fauna associated with it. Such a precise, well-defined tourism and environmental product which can then be sold externally for its exceptional quality definitely gives the visitors and people who visit the site a truly exceptional and possibly once-in-a-lifetime experience. Something they will surely remember for the rest of their life. It's a very high-quality product that raises Lieksa's profile as a city also internationally, since the site's good photography shooting conditions attract international film crews whose productions simultaneously appear in various media sources across the globe.
Ryhmiäkin tekemässä tuotantoa, jotka sitten tulee muuallakin kuin Suomessa niin ulos mediasta.
Mayor JARKKO says that while the Biosphere Reserve is well known in North Karelia, still more publicity is needed to improve its visibility nationwide. But does the Biosphere Reserve impact the actions of the various municipalities and on North Karelian decision makers?
Kyllä biosfäärialue vaikuttaa kunnan ja maakunnan toimiin.
Certainly. The Biosphere Reserve has an impact on both the activities of the municipality and the province. For example, we have a partnership agreement with the Biosphere Reserve that consists of an action plan by which we realize those Biosphere Reserve objectives. We believe that is significant. For example, this place has been developed together with the Biosphere Reserve through research and development cooperation and using the Biosphere Reserve's EU-funded projects. Green spaces in the heart of the city. We will certainly feel the primary impact of the Biosphere Reserve actions in the near future through the growth of environmental awareness and nature tourism. Over the last 5 years, eco-friendly and nature tourism has grown over 35%. It is especially evident here in Lieksa's Kolin, Ruuna and Patvinsuo areas. We are currently experiencing a global trend for environmental awareness and sustainable development, and its growth is evident.
Globaali trendi ja kasvu olemassa.
The mayor of Lieksa admits that matters related to hunting, logging and land use planning are vital and still need developing.
salametsästys ei ole missään nimessä.
Poaching is by no means acceptable. It is illegal, and unfortunately, if such cases exist, they ought to be eliminated. Supervision by the authorities, as well as voluntary participation and self-regulation among hunters. It must be eradicated. It is not hunting.
Se pitää saada pois. Se ei metsästykseen kuulu.
Preserving nature is vital to the operations of EräEero. In particular, the landscapes of Kontiovaara, which lead to the sightseeing habitats of wolverines and nature close to EräEero's company's area of action, should be kept as pristine as possible. For this, ERO requests help from other parties and stakeholders in the Biosphere Reserve, such as landowners, as well as from the city of Lieksa.
Kiinteistökehityksen puolella tehdään nyt.
There is intense cooperation with real estate developers at the moment, for example in the Ruuna area. We still have some progress to make, as well as improving collaboration between the various parties involved. We could also improve cooperation with the forest sector. The issue in question is of course on promoting the sustainable development goals in order to reconcile the relationship between human activity and nature. But let's go back to the Kontiovaara forest cabin. There, a new international photography and viewing crew awaits check-in to ERO's viewing booths. Among them is a young couple from Aarhus in Denmark. What attracted the Danes to Finland's Lieksa city of the Biosphere Reserve?
So Finland was the next destination for a vacation destination, because we heard about the diversity of the nature, the forests and the lakes, and just in general the nature here in the country. So that's what we're aiming for our vacation here.
We are here in EräEeros because we want to explore Finland's wildlife. We really hope to see a bear or a wolverine or a wolf or something like that.
The cities are not the thing that's drawing our attention. Definitely here in Finland, it's definitely the nature and the large amount of different national parks here.
Yes.
And the fact that a lot of these national parks are located in lake areas where you can, for instance, rent a canoe and spend a couple of days sailing around this lake and see all these small uninhabited islands and very, very beautiful scenery.
JAANA KORHONEN from Nurmijärvi, southern Finland, also had a wish to see predators before the shooting night. I'm mainly interested in spotting a bear, but also the wolverine and wolf are the kind of animals I would love to see. Why the interest in these animals? It's just interesting to see them in their natural environment, how they move, live and behave there. To JAANA KORHONEN, the concept of a biosphere reserve is still unclear. She, however, sees an economic potential in nature tourism. I knew I was in such kind of a place after spotting the word while reading more about the destination near Patvinsuo National Park. That is where I read about it, but I have no idea what it means. Yes, there are lots of open spaces and great nature tourism targets, and certainly it attracts visitors. The more we capture moments and pictures from the area, which are then visible to others on social media pages.
Sosiaalisessa mediassa näkee paljon kuvia.
The night watch was exciting. So what do Danish guests think after overnighting here?
So we are satisfied with watching the Wolverine, but yes, we were also told that it was possible to see a bear and wolves actually, but we did not see that today, unfortunately. So maybe we will come back to experience that.
Yeah.
Eero Kortilainen is slowly handing over the operations of his company to younger hands. For this reason, he would like to acquire more land for himself close to his forest cabin. He also hopes that hunting activities and most importantly intense forestry operations be avoided in environments close to his business operations.
Kyllä tämä pitäisi niin kuin
Yes, forest management should be more careful in sensitive areas. For instance, the roadside should at least be left in the state they are in now, not logged. We nature tourism entrepreneurs also wish for more space, because this, in our view, is currently missing. We can, if we want to, develop activities and the area itself. That way we would attract more visitors from around the world, because wildlife and nature is what attracts them.
Koska ne tulee näihin eläinten ja tämän luonnon perässä.
But what keeps Eero Kortelainen, who already fits retirement age, still active and entrepreneurial in the heart of the North Karelia Biosphere Reserve? What intrigues him in the nature?
Tässä kun on niin pitkään niin tullut oltua täällä metässä ja
I have spent a lot of time in the forest. I used to hunt and fish. There's a special connection I have to it, being so close to nature. In the nature, there's something I truly cherish.
Se on niin läheistä ja minusta niin kuin minä tykkään.
All in all, development and success of the Biosphere Reserve is dependent on the reconciliation of the region's livelihoods, tourism and income distribution. If everyone benefits from the solutions to be found, the North Karelian Biosphere Reserve has a bright and positive future.